finished up this bottle that we're drinking, and then now we're no longer drinking. Now it's quiet. No more drinks for us, but the bottles are on the table. Hi dollies, welcome back to my channel. It's Louis Baby. PayPal me that money for that Louis Baby. E-wallet me that money for what? That Louis Baby. Boo 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 boo. Her. Hi guys, Louis Baby herself. I'm back with another video. If you're regular, thank you for stopping back by. And if you're new, join the Louis Baby family. We're growing every day, so that means people love it here. So just subscribe, babe. Just subscribe. So today's video is a chit chat, get ready with me / story time, get ready with me for girls' night. Love it for me. So I will be sharing a story of one of like my weirdest or like worst girls' nights I've ever had, where we experienced some really just embarrassing things at the club. This girls' night just kind of exposed like some of the weird stuff that like men do in the club. This involves like the renting of bottles. We saw that 4K, you know, like with our own eyes. So I just wanted to share the story while I get ready. You know, as you guys can see, I have a new hairdo. Love it. I love it so much. So yeah, if you guys are interested in hearing the story of what happened and how the renting of bottles came to play, please keep on. Okay guys, so like I said, today's video is like a chit chat, get ready with me, story time, get ready with me. I'm trying to shift from calling it a story time, get ready with me, to more of a chit chat, get ready with me. So I'm getting ready for girls' night out, girls' night. So I was like, what's more fitting than to film a story time about one of the weirdest like girls' nights I've ever experienced with my girls. And we just like saw a lot of things that happen like when you're out. You know, I'm getting ready quite early, but that's because I wanted lighting. I'm having a drink because, you know, you gotta get yourself in the spirit already, you gotta get yourself there, you know. And I also just wanted like this video to feel more like we're chatting, you know, like FaceTime call type of vibe. That's like what I'm going for. Oh, I think I made this drink strong, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's get into it. So okay, so obviously you guys can see I have braids now, but you know, why not? I'm taking a break from wigs, guys, and my hairline thanks me for doing that, because let me tell you guys something about braids. I mean, something about wigs. Those babes, they stop at some point, they stop being protective hairstyles and start being the enemy, you know what I mean? So anyways, I'm gonna show you guys how to do my brows when I'm really lazy, and I really don't feel like doing too much. I just like will go in with this got to be gel, and I'll go in with some mascara and call it a day. Anyways, so guys, this story time, or this chit chat, this thing that I want to tell you guys about happened. I was supposed to host at a club, right? I was gonna host. I had gotten a gig. I was gonna co-host with a friend of mine, and we were really excited, you know, because we're like, yeah, like let's get into our hosting girl era. All the girls are hosting right now, so might as well, right? Okay, cool. Anyways, guys, so we were supposed to go, so we're hosting, right? So obviously we promoted the event that we're gonna host at the day, you know, you're inviting people. And like when you're hosting something, that I feel like well, I think it depends really on how big you are, but like when you're still starting off, you obviously have to invite people like personally, like, hey, I'm hosting at this club, can you come with your friends? Can you guys come make it shake? Because you know you're gonna get paid per table that comes and spends at the club, right? And obviously they came for you and stuff. So my friend and I are inviting people, like we're inviting guys, like, okay, can you guys come through, you know, whatever. And like obviously it's usual, like guys are gonna be like, yo, I'm not sure if I can make it, yeah, I'm gonna come, and then some guys will not pull through at the last minute, you know. So on this particular day, it was a situation like that. My girls were all down to come. Some of my girls were actually even willing to like buy a bottle themselves just to, you know, support their girl, which I think is very cute. Like how loving my friends are. Anyway, so then we get to the club. Firstly, before we get to the club, actually, let me just start the story there. I was late. I was running late because I had to go get ready. I had things to do that day. My friend too, the co-host, also had things to do, but she was earlier than me, but still late, right? So we're supposed to get to the club at 11:30, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and what they had not specified was that you have to be at the club at 11:30, including your table, right? Because I thought we as the hosts have to be there at 11:30, and then our tables can get there after, right? Because obviously like the guys want to sit and find already a bottle there, because when you're hosting, they're gonna give you riders, right, for you and your girls. And then obviously when the niggas get there, they then spend like the real money. So I'm like, to the guy that had gotten this gig for us, I'm like, yo friend, I'm running extremely late, right? And my friend, however, the co-host, will be there more like on time. So please just like give her the table and give her a place, like her half of the hosting stuff, right? So he's like, okay, since you're running late, I'm just gonna have to cancel your gig and then give it to her. I'm like, that's fine, actually. She can make the money tonight, and I'll just host another day, and you know, it's fine. And then I'm like to him, however, give her the table, right? So now I tell my girls, the ones that are coming with me, I'm like, guys, it's just gonna end up being a girls' night, because I'm no longer hosting. I tell them what's going on because I'm running late. They're running late too. So we're just gonna go to my co-host's table, and we're just gonna sit there, look pretty, drink, and you know, make her money. So now we're like, okay, girls' night, like that's what we're doing. How? Okay, sharp. I get to the club. I got to the club, I think, like around midnight, because I had to wait for my other friends to get to me so we can all go together. So anyways, like I was saying, I get there. I find my friend. She's not sitting on a table, right? Oh, so she starts calling me. Firstly, she's telling me like, oh my God, they took our table. I'm like, wait, what do you mean they took our table? So when I get there, she explains to me that no, when she got there with her people, they told her that her table also needed to get there at 11:30, which is something that we had not understood from our conversation with my friend. So at this point, when we now come to a realization that both our hosting gigs have now been cancelled because of our time management, the girls and I are already at the club, right? So she says, her man and his friend, more her man wanted to leave. So then they leave. So now my girls and I are left behind, and now we're like, okay, like, what the hell are we gonna do? We're at the club. We don't have a table. What are we gonna do? Right? So at this point, we're thinking like, should we continue to stay at this club, or should we go elsewhere where we know like the people we know, or should we just call it a night? Like, we're in this dilemma at this point, right? And then as we're still chatting it up, we're like literally standing in the middle of the club, still trying to decide like, what the hell are we going to do? We get some guy to some lady, the waitress, comes up to me, and she's like, hey, some guys from that section over there said that we should invite you guys to their section. They find one of your friends pretty, whatever. Can you guys join their section? So we're like, okay, at this point, like, we kind of don't have much of a choice but to join the section, because we, like, at this point, no one we knew was at the club yet. And you guys know how it is to be, like, to come to a section where there's already girls in it, right? So we get them, and there's a bunch of us. I think, like, there were 4 of us. The girls are being weird to us, you know, like, we don't even really know who exactly invited us to the section, because all the guys are just like, oh, hi, and, like, it's more like the waitress is the one who goes and gets our champagne glasses. She's the one who's pouring for us. So we really don't know, like, who invited us to the section. So we're not that comfortable in the section. Okay, cool. So there are these 2 guys in the section who are dressed very similarly. They look like twins, right? So they both start talking to, like, 2 of my friends. They start chatting them up. So as the night continues, we start realizing odd things in this section that we are now asking ourselves, like, are we tripping, or is this actually happening? Because, okay, firstly, there's alcohol. Like, there's a lot of alcohol on this table, but only certain alcohol is being touched, right? Like, some of the guys are no longer drinking, but there's alcohol on the table, right? So now we're like, heaven. As we're still making this observation, like, the waitress comes with more bottles, right? So let me give you an idea of the bottles that were in the section. There were, like, a couple of, like, verves and stuff, and then I think there was, like, 1 or 2 doms, and yeah, I think 1 or 2 doms, and then the other dom, the one guy was carrying and drinking it with his twin, right? The ones who look alike. And then, like, the others are just sitting there on the thingy, what do you call this? On the table. We continue drinking. The bottles keep coming. Certain bottles are being touched. Certain bottles, like, are just sitting there decorating the section. So eventually my friend and I haven't understand. Oh, so this is where we then understood what is happening in the section. So we're drinking, right? These guys are like to my friends, from here we're moving to, like, the next club, right? And we're like, oh, okay, cool, no problem. He's like, yeah, we're all gonna go together, whatever, it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that. We're like, oh, okay, cool. Now there's still bottles, right? But now the guy's telling us we'll continue drinking at the next club. So we're like, oh, okay. So we finish up this bottle that we're drinking, and then now we're no longer drinking. Now it's quiet. No more drinks for us, but the bottles are on the table. No more drinks for us. So now I'm like, what's happening? So my friend and I start asking ourselves, like, are these guys renting bottles? Are these guys renting these bottles, right? But we're like, okay, maybe these bottles, they're just gonna take them to, like, I don't know, the next club or something. I don't know, whatever. But, like, there was a lot of these bottles. Like, that section, it was happening in that section, right? Okay, cool, whatever. We mind our own business. We decide, let's mind our own business. While we're figuring out what's the next move, the bill comes. When the bill comes, the guys, the twins, are busy talking to each other, right? They're talking to each other. I guess they pay their part or something. And then they walk out. They don't even warn us that they're leaving. They just get up and walk out. And we're like, what's actually going on? So while we're still in shock of like what the hell is actually happening right now, because these guys have left, but you can very much see like the bill has not been fully paid for, and the guys who are on the table, who are left on the table, are very stressed. They're like very stressed, and you can see they're busy talking amongst themselves like, okay, what's gonna happen? The other one is grabbing this one, you know, like this. Hey, chaos came up. So the twins were sitting like close to us, right? And then there was a third guy who was talking to the twins. So the third guy gets up and walks out. Now we are like, have these people paid for the bottles? Like, okay, we think the twins paid because we saw them taking, also with the twins paying. There was a whole story with the cards because they kept taking out this card and then, no, try this card, and then, no, try this card. And we're like, this is hectic. This is very hectic. And like at this point, we want to leave because like this is kind of embarrassing. Like we don't want to be seen in this type of shandies like that's going on. But then at the same time, like the twins are like, oh no, don't worry guys, well from here we're going to the next club. So now we're like to each other, the girls, how are we going to the next club if you can't pay for this club? So now we're like, okay, cool, it's fine, like let's request girls, we're not gonna be part of this story. Like the waitress is angry now at the other guys who are there. Most of the girls in the section are starting to leave because I guess we're all having the same realization, like the guys who are left behind can't pay this bill, right? So we are like, we are not gonna be part of the people who are told to wash dishes, Sana. We're not doing that, so we're gonna leave as well. So as we're like leaving, one of the twins calls my friend and he's like, where are you guys? And we're like, oh, we're leaving this club. I was like, okay, cool. Come to the next club. We're waiting for you guys. Yeah, he says, like, come to the next club. We're waiting for you guys. Tell me, guys, when you guys are at the door, I'll come pay for you guys' entrance. So now we're really stressed. We're like, yeah, but there was a whole situation at that previous club. Like, what was that about? Anyways, we're like, okay, these guys, technically, they paid their share. So let's continue and go out with them. So then we go to the next club. We tell them, okay guys, we're outside now. They're like, I bet. They come to the entrance. The one twin comes to the entrance. He pays for us. We go in, right? We get to their section. Some of the other girls are now in the section, so clearly they were also invited to like the next club or whatever. They're now in the section. So now we're like, okay, cool. Next club, thank God. Right? Okay, cool. When we get there, like the bottles are just arriving at the section. Right? And mind you, when the twin came to get us by the door, he took out like a stack of money when he was paying for our entrance. So we're like, okay, the card situation clearly has been solved, you know, like we're good. We get inside the club. It's now like the bottles come again, right? Okay, cool. Now the bottles are on the table. Now the bottles are on the table. No one is touching the bottles. Again, the bottles are not being touched. We're looking at the bottles. We've been in the club maybe a good 30 minutes now. The bottles are here. The waitresses have brought the thingy, what you call this thing? The glasses. Everybody's just sitting there waiting. So eventually my friend and I are like, okay, like what's actually happening here? Like, because there's a lot that's happening and there's also nothing that's happening all at the same time. Okay, at this point we're like, the bottles are here. Everybody is here. The guys are drinking their alcohol, but nobody's giving the girls alcohol. And now it's very awkward because like we're in a bigger club now. All these bottles that came to the section, obviously it brought eyes to us. Like people came to check what's going on. The waitress is now coming to check, like, is everything okay? Because, like, the bottles have been here. The guy's like, oh yeah, no, everything is okay. He opens one bottle. He pours for people. We drink. He opens the second one. And then while we're still like drinking the second one, we just hear him saying to like one of the guys, okay, cool, I think it's time to return the bottles. We're like, you know what, we'll be caught dead. I was even like to my friends, I'd rather be caught dead than to be seen at 2 clubs where niggas were renting bottles. I'd rather be caught dead, like, honestly, than to be embarrassed twice like this. Not to be embarrassed because it's not my money, but like, you know what I mean? Like, why do you keep on inviting us to come to your section if you're gonna be busy renting bottles? And not only are you renting the bottles, you're not even letting us understand like what's actually going on. Because I think it's even a better situation if you're friends with these people and you know what's about rent a bottle, and like you're fine with that. Not people who just rent bottles, invite you to their section, you come to the section, you're like, okay, cool, hey, this section is up and happening, and then they just are all over the place. And mind you, you remember those guys that we left at that section in the previous club? Like, those guys are also calling these gents. And I'm guessing they're calling because maybe these gents were supposed to pay more, or these gents left them with more than they had all discussed. Because the way these guys left that previous club, they left like thieves in the night. So then at this point, my friends and I are like, oh, hell no. Hell no. We are not about to be those girls who you went with to 2 clubs and rented bottles. No hell. Like, no fucking ways. Like, no fucking ways. Like, no ways, bro. 2 clubs. You're gonna go with us to 2 clubs. You're gonna go rent bottles. We're like, nah. We just like all decided, we're just gonna slip out. Because this shit is embarrassing, to say the least. Like, and at this point, like, remember I told you that Utwin had the stack of money. Now they're talking about the stack of money. Well, it's not the one. It's not make sure. Sabanotila is not make sure, guys. We are gonna grab ourselves, like, we are gonna slip out and go home, because the stuff that's happening here is embarrassing. We don't want to be associated with it. Yeah, so that was that night. Basically just a girls' night gone haywire. So yeah, basically we're just like, you know what, let's call it a night. We have clubbed, we drank, let's go home, because this is just embarrassing, to say the least. Let's just go home, because this girls' night has just went haywire, and it was fun at some point, but the people we're with, Kananje, they're doing a lot, and sometimes just don't go to the club if you're not sure what's going on. Okay, let me fix my hair, like style it, and come back and show you guys the final product. I'm done getting ready. This is like the hairstyle that I decided to go with, just because I kind of like really wanted people to see my braids. That's like the part that really excites me the most. So thank you so much for watching. If you've gotten this far in the video, thank you very, very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.